As the tide of war surged against the crumbling Third Reich, German engineers turned to grim improvisation. Steel was scarce, time was scarcer, and yet from the remnants of the factory floors and shattered logistics chains came the PaK 43/3 L71 mit Behelfslafette, a monstrous weapon born not of precision planning, but sheer necessity. In this episode, we turn our attention to finish the 2 bogies of the transport trailer. We also end on adding some of the smaller parts I have left off previously. Dragon's parts are detailed, crisp, and fit well. And remember, we are not just assembling parts. We're recreating a desperate wartime compromise turned deadly battlefield solution. This isn't just model building. This is a deep dive into the chaos of late war German engineering, where every bolt, clamp, and weld tells a story of survival. Grab your cement, load up your patience, and let's get into part 4. This is Jet Scale Models and War Forging History from Styrene.
Well, I think I'm going to have to fill this part. I think that should be like an even block. I think that goes on up in here. That's where the tow bar goes. Tow bar goes in here, like that. All right, well, I'm going to take a little bit of this CA, and I'm going to use that to fill that. So I think that's just supposed to be straight across. All right, well, I've cleaned this all up. You can see that's pretty much smooth now. You know, that's the thing about this tester's extra thin. Like, I still see people, they scrape away the paint because they're worried about the join, but this stuff just removes the paint. I mean, it's basically an airbrush cleaner, right? I mean, you can buy airbrush cleaner from Tamiya and use it as glue, which is basically what I've done here. So I think that comes from the days of, tube glue from the 60s and 70s, right? Anyway, I don't worry about scraping parts. Maybe you do, but I like using this stuff too for smoothing out some of the lines from the mold, like really fine ones. It melts the plastic. All right, so that part is in. This thing here will go in there like that, and there's a couple of so yeah, you got to look at this here. I didn't realize it until just now that this is tow bar unhitched for operation of gun, tow bar hitch for towing of gun. So if you look here, the opening is different on F47 than on F25. So what one is this? I was wondering why I had a couple extras of those. So let's see. How did I do that? Hitch for towing the gun. And this one is different. You can see this part here. It looks like there's, I don't know. I don't know. You only need one side of that. The other side doesn't have that. I don't think. Let's take a quick look here. Yeah, it just stays open. Yeah, you can see here, if you're going to have the outrigger on the bogey here, you have to cut here to allow part of it, this part. So here's the other one. It's the other kind. It's got a hole in the front where the other one didn't. Be aware of that. I don't know how I'm going to display mine. I think I might display mine. I think I'll do mine towed because I don't have room for dioramas. I don't like dioramas in a way because they're in a way just dust collectors and they take up so much space. I'm more of a person who likes to just build the vehicles.
I don't say this to put down anyone who enjoys building dioramas. I've done a few myself over the years and will probably do more in the future. But for me, focusing just on the vehicle lets me fit more builds into the limited shelf space I've got.
Shit. You gotta be careful, Jamie. He's so heavy-handed. All right. There's a bit of cleanup. I don't want to cut it. I'll just have to be patient and use the file. Okay, so this is a set of springs, and they go all right. So I'm going to do F28. These are some kind of electronic hookup, I'm sure, you know, like on a trailer. So that goes there. All right. Oh, there you go. All right, and then the next little part, I'm gonna go just chop that off again. I'm going to jump around a little bit here. This part goes in here, just slides right in there. Gotta put this one on, but one thing I forgot to put on the other one is these little parts here. A couple of little caps. All right. Probably better put these on before you mount it, but pretty easy to deal with anyway. I don't think they're really that visible in the end. You can see that this went a lot better than the first time I built one. I don't know. Okay, so that goes on this side because there's a little pin there, little hole that I've cut off. All right. Next up, we've got, let's see, got this F49. That part goes into it. F50. These I've already put in. The chair, I guess I have to put that together. So yeah, this little unit, part 50, it'll slide into here like that. And then where's that other one? This one. So this one, you see, they don't really show you where it goes. It's just like dragging instructions. You see, like, where does that go? It goes behind there, but it doesn't really show you where. All right, well, we'll try a few things then, I guess, see if it works. Does it go? Oh, there. There's a little hole there. Okay, got it this time. Last time I did this, I couldn't figure out where the heck that goes. Now, you notice I didn't add the other part yet to this because it would just move around anyways, and it would be a pain in the butt. All right, so that goes in there. Damn. Okay. So part 17, we've got to put these bars on. Now this was a bit tricky last time I did it. F11 and F10. Let's see. Are they the same size or no? All right, let's try. First, we have to clean that off there. All right, so let's take a look at these. Okay, so if you'll notice, one of these has 2 holes, but 1, whereas the other one's got 2. So how does that work? Okay, so this one obviously, Scheiße, that got bent. So does that one goes there? No. Where's those? Scheiße. There they are. Okay. Damn. All right, so this one will go here. I think. All right, and then the one with 2, clean that up. Whoops. Okay, yeah, you got to notice there's a couple of bolts here. They go on the inside, towards the inside of the body. Oh, we got to switch that out. Whoops. Damn. All right. Uh-oh, I'm having an issue here because that one doesn't work. Yeah, no, you're using the wrong one. That's why you're having an issue. Oy vey, I'm serious. Like, what is wrong with me? All right, this will have to go on here first. open that out a bit. Get in there. All right. So here's one of the pins that holds that tow bar in place. I think I'm just going to lightly glue that. I don't want to put a lot on. And then there's another smaller one that goes on the other side. So that goes on the other side. Goes right there. That one I'm not even going to bother gluing because it's pretty, well, I'll put a little tiny bit of glue. All right. So next up, we've got these bigger tools. Like, I think this is for cleaning the barrel. And this just looks like a pry bar of some sort. So I'll clean those up and I'll come right back. So that goes like that. Oh, that's not the right one. This is the one. Yeah, there's a little pin there. A little block. So I'll have to clean that up and then come back. I think I gotta put a little glue right here in this little recess there for the pin. Voila. Okay, and then this one, which has got the gun cleaning rods. The gun cleaning rods. All right. Not much cleanup on that. So again, there's a little slot there. Like that. Be moisten. Drop it in there. Maybe a little more glue just to melt it down in there a bit. All right. And then next we have F9, which is this guy. F26. let's put on a little rear tail tail light.
Okay, well here's the photo etch that I need to put on. Oh, I don't know. Should I just cut it open?
Where the heck did that fly to? May as well just cut them all off. Couple of gussets here. For what I'm not aware of yet.
Oop. Actually, that one is the flat one. It's a smaller one. So, I got something in the mail today that I want to try out. I got this one. Is that open or? Yep, it's open. All right. So apparently that big dot in the instructions looks like it goes to the bottom. But I don't think it matters. Hmm. I also got this stuff. It's got a little brush. I don't think I should use that. I should use a earbud. I hate these long, tall bottles because they're so prone to getting spilt. I may transfer this to a Tamiya bottle because they have a tinier brush for one thing, but they're also square bottomed, so, and low. So this is a little footstep, and that goes, where is that? Oh, right here. So that goes, you got to bend that up into shape. Next we've got these little hooks, and that gets dropped in here. So I've seen some people say that you have to have the part down with the other part before you use that Tamiya glue, but that's not true. As I just showed you, I put a little deposit in that recess, and then I just come back in with the part. You know, like with everything, including my words on these videos, you know, take what you like and leave the rest, because not everybody is an expert, right? They think they are sometimes, maybe, but it's just more will be revealed to all of us, right? More will be revealed. I've been lazy. I wasn't gonna clean that one up, but I guess I have to. So when I try and do something like this, I'll often put a little bit of glue, and that gives the plastic something to grab onto. Did I finish that thought? I kind of stopped talking. All right. So what's next? We've got, okay, so this one, it's got the light. It's got that part. Okay, I got these little tiny, well, these are the chocks for the wheels. So we can put those on. So there you can see, I'll just show you again, this part here. This all goes forward and locks in the outrigger, which I guess we won't be doing. Okay, so what else? Well, I guess we've got another light we need to put in here. So the other one is there. So the bigger part goes on to the outside.
Hmm. That probably got a little bit of glue in it when I glued those together. I need something with a tooth. Or I mean, not a tooth, but grip. This'll do it. Yeah. All right, I drilled that out again a bit. Hmm. Mm.
Here's another example of instructions that are kind of confusing. If you look here, F22, this line has it going down here, but this line goes in front of F32, which goes down here. So there should be a little white area right there. Anyway, I'm not whining about instructions. It's not really that big of a deal. Okay, so we've got this. All right, well, we're almost done. This is the part that I was holding off putting in. Little glue in the hole. Get my tweezers. Make sure I orientate it the correct way. I wonder what Keith Richards is doing right now. You know, there's a show I watch called Vice Grip Garage, and he says that every now and then. But I used to say it before I even watched his show, so I'm not stealing that from him. I originally thought about it myself, too. All right, so basically, these are done. Rinse and repeat. There's a few little differences, but for the most part, they're the same. So I'm just going to finish up whatever needs to be done, and we'll see you in the paint booth.
All right, saving old bottles and things is pretty useful. Here's an old tester bottle. And I've got this stuff. And I don't like these long, tall bottles. All right. So that's a lot more. Oh crap, I just crushed that. Oh man. Welcome to model building, eh? There we go. Great. Okay, so as you can see,
So what that part is actually, it goes into that hole there. But it's a placeholder for, I guess, a seat. The seat goes in on this one. So that will go into that hole. Now, how does that go? Facing out. So that goes like that.
Oh, what am I doing? You don't need to do that, dummy. Jeez. So I've added this PE part, MA7. So you could almost make these out of plastic. All right, and then there's another little part, MA5. So I also have another little part that I have to glue on. Number E8.
All right, everybody. I think we're going to wrap this one up. And I would have to say that we're finally, most likely, finished with the construction. Thanks for sticking with me so far. I'm pretty detailed in my videos showing how I put everything together. And this is meant for people who may want to have a preview of what goes on should they ever want to build this kit. And it may give them some signposts about what to do and how to avoid this and that. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to be doing some painting very soon, so come back and watch for that. All I have left to say is, in the meantime and in between time, that's another edition of Jet Scale Models. Y'all come back now, you hear?